Hello everybody. So I know I just did a video yesterday, but I wanted to do another one because a lot has taken place since that last video. And I did release that video, and it has been getting quite a few views just in the last 24 hours or so, or less than. And thank you for your comments. You know, even though some of them are not the best, but as I said before, I kind of deserve a little bit of I guess, skepticism because of what I did with my manual trading. Basically blew up my account. And you guys know a little bit what took place where I tried to correct the trades, or the baskets that a basket of trades that were on the pound Canadian dollar, because I didn't trust that my EA was going to come out without having extreme drawdown because of potential Brexit negotiations going positive. As you know now, Monday was that date for something to really come together with the Brexit, and they still haven't come to a deal yet. So what has happened in the last 24 hours is pretty substantial. For one, I am still trading for Robert at the moment, and I will be trading about $112,000, and I will be making that account private for the time being, for probably the next couple of months, just to hone back on it a little bit on that account, and make sure that everything is solid and in place. But I will make that account active again. As you can see here, it's still there, 112,000. I will make it active on my FX book again. So if you're tracking that account, keep tracking it, because it will turn active again in the next 1 to 2 months. I just want to keep things a little bit more private for now. So you're looking at my really piddly account of $1,100 now, since I lost so much. But I have had some profit on this little account in the last little bit, and you can see that here. I'm having trouble trying to get the MaverickFX book to update for some reason. I'm not really sure why it's slow on the VPS that I'm using. But this is the account. Well, that's Robert's account. This is the account here, and it's not posting to MaverickFX book very well, so I'm having to do it manually for now. But you can see that I've had 3.71% profit since I started this account, just on the December 1st, and with a $40 profit. So things have been going well, and that is not just the best part about that, about starting this all over again on such a small account. But there's a lot of good that can come from this. I know that it's been hard for me to really see that, and it probably will be for you guys as well, considering that I just lost so much money just last week. But it's good to really start a new track record that's clean, one that is not mixed with manual and expert advisor trades. I want one that's either or, and right now I'm wanting an expert advisor straight track record. So I'm planning on not touching this account probably forever, because I just don't trust my ability to stay calm and collected during manual trading, especially when using a broker like Trader's Way that has 500 to 1 leverage. It's too easy to just put in a 10 to 20 lot trade and things to go south. So I've also recently found, or just last night, you guys have for those that have been watching my series for a while, you may have heard me mention back months ago that I had some discrepancies in my tests when it comes to, or strategy tests, when it comes to testing my RMI strategy. So the RMI strategy was solid, and I've been having trouble trying to I guess copy the test results that I did back earlier this year, back during the summer, and I couldn't figure out what happened. Now if you go into my expert advisors, you'll see that I have a lot of them because I've had a lot of them created, and you'll see that I have a ton of RMI EAs in here, right? And I have lots of versions, version 5, version 3, version 2, license, breakout. So what happened was my newest versions actually have some discrepancies in the actual code itself, where it doesn't trade my strategy correctly. All these versions, even the newest ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versions do not trade my strategy correctly. And so I've had to go back to my version 3, and I didn't even notice this until just last night. And it's what's caused me to lose a lot of confidence in my RMI strategies, because I was seeing strange losses that didn't make sense from from the tests I was getting before. So I was very confused with this, and finally caught the expert advisor taking some strange trades by looking at them a little bit more closely. And so now what I'm getting, well, I'll talk about this in a second. Now what I'm getting is clean equity curves on my pairs. So this is the NZD CAD that you're looking at right now. I know this is a control points test, but I've said before that my expert advisor, that this particular expert advisor doesn't change where it enters its trades, but it does change with control points test of where it takes profit. That profit can fluctuate a little bit. So what you're seeing here, $27,000, is not a correct profit expectation, but the equity curve is, meaning it shows where losses, where trades were taken in profit. But this kind of test is faster. It's not as accurate. It doesn't show the correct profit numbers, but it does show where profits and losses actually were taken. And it's a good way to show you how profitable the strategy can be, what the potential is, and it will show you potential losses. I want to see where losses happen, and that's why I do control points. So that's typically the first step of testing strategy, and then I'll move over into the every tick test, which is a lot more accurate, more like 90%. It is slower, but I can expect an equity imbalance curve like this, that it's smooth, and it will show me that, at least I'm expecting that to be shown in the every tick test. Now, it's not going to show me $27,000. It's probably going to be a little bit less, in the 20 to 25 range, because it is an every tick test and it's a little bit more accurate on the profit numbers. Okay, so I'm going to run a test in the background as I'm talking on the Australian CAD. So you can see that this is from 2010 to 2017 yesterday, and it shows you what to expect from my strategy. No losses. That's basket trades, and the cool thing about that is that it's only showing 16.86% drawdown. So that's a really low drawdown over a 7-year period. Now, so I'm going to do this on the same on the Aussie CAD. You can see that, so what I'm looking at is where the entries were, right? So that's what I really care most about. Where the profits actually were taken, I care a little bit about that, but you can see that they're not quite accurate. They're all supposed to close out at the same time. So that's why, so this particular trade is actually giving me a bit more profit, and that's why this is going to go up higher than what is expected. But it does show me the overall place or area where the trades are closing out, which is what I want to see. Again, it shows me where potential losses are, which is why I'm doing this kind of test. And it should be very similar in my every tick test. So you can see, again, very smooth equity, drawdown up here. You can see while the test is going, $752 with 5.6%. And this should renew, well, it renews my confidence in the strategy, but it also should renew you guys in basket trading in this way, with the inside candle and the RMI combination with on these certain pairs. You can see, let's zoom this out just a little bit, and let's get rid of the grid. So you can see the trades a little bit easier. So I do have a 500 pip stop loss on each position. So there is a stop loss, and those will gradually close out as the trade goes or the market goes against my trades. But you can see where the trades are closing out, where they're entering, which is great because the entries are correct and they are being placed in the right places now, since I found the discrepancy that I didn't notice before. Now I'll have some higher baskets like this, where some things like that happen, but still my drawdown is still not going to be much over 10% on this particular pair. So even this high, what it looks like a huge basket of negative trades, the drawdown is not even 10% in that area. So you can see that a lot of the trades are closed out in profit very quickly. Like you can see here, 2 trades, 1 trade, 2 trades, 2 trades here, 1 trade there. And there are just some areas that you'll have a few more trades that go in, but there's always a pullback that happens after. So you can see that these are my best 2 pairs. The New Zealand CAD and the Aussie CAD show the most potential profit, well, a decent profit, especially when it comes to the equity curve, no losses, and a low drawdown. Now I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like on the pound Canadian dollar. Now I told you guys I was not sure about using this pair before because it showed much higher drawdown potential and more losses. Now let's see if I can get this up and running. Okay, so this all these tests are running on the on Oanda, so that means that I have to accommodate to the 50-to-1 leverage. And these are tests that I'm running for Robert's account to make sure that everything is good. And you'll see that the pound CAD is still very good, especially on the M30 with my settings. And you'll see that there are much higher baskets numbers, especially when it comes to numbers, right? Let me remove the grid again so you can see better. So the basket numbers are higher, and you probably think that that's ridiculous because look at, there's 2 in a row. But still, the higher the number of baskets so that we have our trades, the smaller the pullback that we actually need. In this case, it was pretty dang close. It basically closed out near the peak, and then this one here closed out on the pullback after that as well. But they did give a little bit higher drawdown, around 10%, but not huge still. And it's still, and I'm capable of running this on the Oanda and still receiving these kind of profits, which is pretty good. The pound CAD does take a lot more trades than the other 2 pairs that I use. You can see that one was really close to hitting the stop loss. That was the most drawdown that we've received. See, this has much higher drawdown than the other 2 pairs at around 30%. And this area was a problem potential. Almost started cutting out trades down here. It was real close, and then it did have that pullback. So I found that my strategy works well with a 500 pip stop loss on my trades because in most cases from the original order, price doesn't go much more than 500 pips before it starts to reverse in the other direction. And I don't need much of a pullback to happen in order for the entire basket to close out. So this pair is my biggest concern because it's the most profitable, but it's also the highest drawdown potential. So I'm hoping that the New Zealand CAD and the Aussie CAD will help balance that out by having trades that are entered at the same time and all 3 pairs speaking together to close out profits together. Okay, so I have no trades currently in on my personal account. Robert doesn't have any trades in as well. But I wanted to show you this kind of fun test. Now, since I now found, like I said, found that discrepancy on my testing pairs, I have done some fun tests and to try to see the potential of my expert advisor. Since it's been so many months, it's been like 6 months since I haven't been able to do any real testing, and so now I know better of what settings to really modify and work with to better increase the profitability of my trading strategy. So this is a $500,000 profit starting with $1,000. I know this is another, again, control points test, so this expectation won't be quite as high, but you'll still get, I would still guess, anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 in a matter of just 8 years. And this is a little bit different modifications on the strategy, where my stop loss is a bit tighter. It's less than 500 pips. As you can see, some trades are actually taking losses, like this one here, taking a loss there, but these ones taking profit at this area. And let's see if I can find another. Yeah, here we go. So these 3 orders at the bottom, even this one here as well, all taking losses. And then the top orders taking profit. So a loss cut off, but a bit higher profit, and a semi-martingale strategy also tied in brings this kind of profit. Now the drawdown is high. The maximum drawdown is 60%, but the relative drawdown is 86%, which is a little obscene and not really usable for a strategy like this, but doesn't mean that I can't decrease the risk by like 50% and still get a big profit while only risking about 40% of the account. Still really high, and I could even cut that down by another 50% and then get a 20% drawdown. So there's a lot of potential here. I mean, this just shows that this strategy has multiple areas that it can be successful in if you know the right areas to modify and work with. All right, so let's see how much time I've been talking. 17 minutes. So I'm going to keep this video at that. And I wanted to show you that my strategy or my IOTA cryptocurrency is still doing very well. It's at about $3 profit. That's a 200% increase on my initial investment now. And it's still continuing to rise up. We'll see how far it goes. Now, next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to get involved in cryptocurrency. Now, I know that some of you may be very interested in trading, Forex, right? But why not expand your horizons a bit? And I guess here's a few things on cryptocurrency, because it may be something that you could see yourself getting into or dabbling a little bit into, or expanding your investment horizons or your portfolio for that matter. And I'll show you and tell you how to get involved in a very simple and easy way, because it can be a little bit difficult to know how to get started in cryptocurrency and transferring US dollars into Bitcoin and vice versa. And I'll do say like a 15-minute or so video sometime this week or next week, talking about how to do that in the simplest way. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I'm going to continue making small profits on my measly little $1,100 account, and trading for Robert quietly on the side. I'll talk about his account here and there, but I still will keep it not tied to my FX book for the time being. You'll maybe have to wait, like I said, a month or two for that to come back on. But I will continue testing. I've already found new settings for the Aussie CAD and the NZD CAD that increase the profit by 30% while keeping the drawdown the same. So I've already been able to do that since I found discrepancy in my previous expert advisors, and now I'm able to test correctly. And so because of that, I have already been able to increase profit on my current strategy by 30%, which is pretty substantial. So all this stuff is great, because I need all the profit potential that I can get, especially since I'm now really low on my account balance. But I will gradually increase this account and possibly another over time, which is going to take me a good 6 months to gradually increase that. Now, hopefully you guys will want to continue following and seeing the progress, what I'm adding, my profits and losses, how things are going with Robert's account, and so on and so forth. So that's it for this episode. I hope to continue seeing you guys, watching my videos. Keep commenting. Keep pressing that like button. If you do happen to like the video, it does keep me going on this and making these videos, even if I have a really bad day like I did last week. So thanks so much for the support, the comments, the advice as well, because I am listening to the advice, and especially when it comes to my manual trading. But I probably should just best stop that, at least until I can gain a better grasp of my emotions when it comes to that manual trading. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.